Can you actually structure a deal from the seller's automobile? Hey guys, it's Chris Prefontaine with another Deal Structure Sunday. I am joined by Chad and Karen Riggio from Hudson Valley, New York, not too far from us, and certified coach and High Six member, Ervin, a seasoned veteran to deal structures. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So because I said that opening for the viewers about the car, let's start with that, right? Let's talk about this all in one swoop, the source, how long it took to get in the car, and then how we structured that contract with the seller side of things, and then Link can chime in too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for having us. So this was it was actually a for rent by owner is the source. This seller was in the process of exiting with a tenant, and we caught him at the right time. So he exited from a tenant. He was looking to kind of find another tenant to fill the home. We reached out, and in reality, he wanted out of this property, more so than not. Like, he didn't want to continue to rent it out, so perfect timing, connected with him, and kind of went from there.
And that took, this is important for the viewers, that took about 90 days-ish from when you started with Smart Real Estate Coach.
Yeah.
And all we talk about now, more so lately in the last 6 months, we talk about TTFD, time to first deal, because our whole goal is not just to do transactions, which is the #1 mission of the company, but also to tighten that time frame, because so much garbage and frankly crap in the industry, they don't care if people do deals. And so that's our mission. So super happy for you. So source for rent by owner. What's worth mentioning here is a lot of the associates are doing for rent by owner, and for the viewers to know, sometimes because they're the landlord, they want to do an AO and a sign out. They don't want us in the middle because they have property and they kind of get it. So the fact you structure a sandwich is even better.
Yeah, and actually that kind of gets to, so he lives in Florida, right? So for him to, take on another tenant, even if it was a, type of, AO where it's a rent to own, if you will, he didn't want to maintain it. It was too much for him to maintain from so far away. So the fact that we could be the ones to kind of help, throughout the term, it was a win-win for both sides.
That's awesome. So, yeah. Okay, so let's now go into some math. Link, any nuances on your end, like as a certified coach with these guys, did you have to jump in yet, or any thoughts?
I didn't. This was more of a, I kind of coached them. We talked about it. He asked questions. We kind of went through on the seller side. We kind of talked about different things. And I think one of the things that came up was, it needed some stuff done. How much should they do? Who should do what? And I'm like, as long as it's livable and can be repaired by, someone that's just a basic handyman. And by that, I mean, can patch walls, like nail holes in the walls and stuff like that. I'm like, let's just leave it and see. That's going to be appealing to them as a seller. They're not going to spend any money or any time, and then kind of see where it goes. And if it's livable, then let's see from there where to go with it. So we were actually able to kind of lighten the seller's load by making that as an offer, and not trying to get them to fix it up completely and make it perfect like a realtor may have asked them to do.
Yeah, good point. So 2 things I'll say, and then we'll jump into the numbers on that you made me think of. I did a video a week or 2 ago, depending on when this airs, but it's on the Q&A Thursday channel, Thursday Q&A on YouTube. And because someone sent in a question and said, do you do rehab? Do you have to spend money on these homes? Do you fix it up? Can we do a lease purchase on those? So watch that video if you're a viewer trying to figure out how deep that can go and how you kind of navigate that. And the second thing is just so they get to know you guys, Chad and Karen, better. I know you filmed February 28th. You filmed a live Facebook with Zach, and it was more of an interview, get to know you style. So I'd love them to go do that because you're new to the community, and I want them to understand that there's people just like them out there doing deals, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so February 27th, go to the Facebook page, guys, for Smart Real Estate Coach. All right, let's talk about, this was a sandwich. So let's talk about the underlying debt and any equity that was promised. And then that gives us the number and then what we're selling it for.
Yeah. So, this guy lives in Florida. He actually, the tenant was leaving. So he flew down. He flew down to kind of make sure the property was in good shape, see what, what maybe touch up things he'd have to do. And he asked if we could meet him there. He came in on a Friday morning, and he was leaving the next morning. So I luckily had an opportunity to go meet him on Friday afternoon, walk through the property, started building a really good rapport with one another, talking through a few things here and there. And then he said, let's get to it, and we kind of went into his car as like a little bit of an office space. And we just started banging out some numbers, spitballing kind of what would work from a term standpoint, a price standpoint, monthly spread, or payment standpoint. And it just kind of all came about in the car.
So did it literally get signed, or was that a few days over internet?
It was a few days, because he had to kind of take, he was fully aligned to everything we talked about, but he wanted to take it back to his family.
Yeah. Just
make sure, it made sense from his family's side. And then within 2 or 3 days, he was pretty much signed. So,
nice. So quick, that's a quick turnaround. And then, so talk about the math that you structured in the account. Like, what was the end result of that? How much did he owe? What was the equity, if any?
Yeah. So, the price we agreed upon with him was for $221,000. So we bought it for $221,000, and it was as a term, it was 30 months, and the price we sold it at was at $269,900.
269,900. What did he owe? The price is 221. What did he owe? Do you remember, or do you know now off the top of your head?
Yeah, he wanted around 110 in equity. So,
okay.
He probably, that difference.
11-ish. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And I asked that just for the viewers, as you guys know now, and Lincoln knows all too well. So on the sandwich leases, we focus on what's owed and what they're getting for cash out, because the way we say it to a seller is, we're going to give you a 110 in this case, and we're going to pay off your loan, because your loan's going to be less, and that's how we benefit, obviously, versus being fixated on price. Okay, so nice markup. Let's talk about payday. Well, let's back up. How long did it take to get this sold, and then we'll do the paydays?
Yeah, I'm going to give Karen all the credit there, but
So we found a buyer within a week and a half or so, and they're putting down $10,000 initially, and then paying $1,000 over the rent every month to get us to 22.
Nice. So 22,000, 10 up front. $1,000 a month does a lot of things. It improves your cash flow. It vests them in the home more and more and more and more, and it sets them up to win with the mortgage. Just total win-win-win. I love it. And a week and a half. Okay, so payday 1, 22 grand. Payday 2, mortgage out, underlying debt out, and then in.
Mortgage out is $1,440.
Okay.
And then the payment we're getting from the buyer is $2,199.
Which crushes our average. Our average is like 308. What's that?
759.
It's a good one, huh, Link?
Yeah, very good.
759 first deal. I was doing a webinar last night from Memphis, and I said our payday 2 is kind of modest, but that some students do better. And obviously, you guys beat us on that one. Not bad to create. I don't want to say out of thin air. You guys had to work that, but I just want people to get their arms wrapped around 759 over 30 months is $22,000 that was just created. And to get $22,000 kicked out in 30 months, you guys use whatever, if you're a viewer, use whatever percentage you think is a good return in the stock market or a savings, and see how much money you would need in the bank to kick out $759 a month. It's a big number. And that was created out of a deal. Nice. And then payday 3?
Now payday 3, right? So we got the the difference between purchase price and sell price was $48,900. The principal paid down is about $418 per month.
Nice.
So over 30 months, it's about $12,500. Less of course the payday 1, which was the deposit, but all in payday 3 is $39,443.
Okay, so 1, 2, and 3 comes out just a shade over 84 grand.
Correct.
Okay, not too shabby for your first deal in a few weeks. Few weeks work. So here's something that's good. Well, how many deals did you do prior to Smart Real Estate Coach?
How many?
Yeah.
0.
Zippo. All right, except for maybe
0.
your own home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what was your biggest aha from working with Link and doing this deal? Anything come to mind?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I
A
mean,
lot of ahas.
yeah, this is well, one thing from a numbers standpoint was, I mean, I'm a finance guy. I thought I kind of knew,
That's right.
what the numbers should be. And I'm a little bit of on the conservative play, but after running it through, I think that's a big part of kind of this whole coaching and community side is, sharing, the deal and the structure with your coach and with the community. And Link was able to really uncover a lot of money in this deal, a lot of profit in this deal that we didn't think was even possible. And when you present an opportunity to a family, the right buyer who just wants a chance, right? To own a home, and they just need a little time. This was, I mean, there was no discussion. They were thrilled. They were grateful. It was just, and
this one happened to be, going back to not doing any repairs to the home before.
yeah,
They're
good
very
point.
handy and they're ready to do the work. They want to do the work. So it just actually worked out perfectly. We found the right buyer for the right house, and it's just a win-win.
I want to say two things as we wrap up. One is, I think it's so cool that if you go on the internet and you search for people teaching lease purchase and rent own, they will say publicly that they don't care if the buyers cash out. I mean, they say that. They teach it and they say, go do it again. Well, that might be okay legally, but it's morally and ethically crappy. We set all our buyers up to win. Now, do they have life events and sometimes can't? Sure, that's reality. But we set them up to win,
Right.
like you guys just have. So nice win-win there. And then how helpful was it to have, in this case, Link's your direct coach. So how helpful during the deal was that? Besides the money, you said you would have probably left on the table. Any other lessons with that?
It's been just we couldn't do this kind of thing without his guidance, and just even kind of going through, some of the questions along the way from the seller, just kind of, going through the structures of the contracts or the agreements. It's always having kind of Link in our corner to kind of talk things through. And, I think that's just the power of kind of this interaction and kind of how we can, make it totally a win-win-win for everyone, seller, buyer, and us.
Yeah, especially in your first few deals as new
Yeah.
students. I mean, you have the lifeline. I called it phone a friend a few weeks ago on one of these deal structures, but it is. You can call us, you can get on Slack and hit us. So it's pretty cool. Guys, I appreciate you taking some time on a Sunday, literally, to do this, even though it comes out on Sundays. We're filming on a Sunday. So really appreciate it. If you're viewing this now and you want to kind of get a taste for the community, but you want to fast forward it, sure, you can do the webinar. Sure, you can read the book. You can do all that. But why don't you just do this? Email my personal assistant, Kristen, and I'll get on a strategy call with you, myself or Zach will. Kristen, Kristen, @smartrealestatecoach.com. We'll give you a free call, 15 minutes or so, and you will get some value out of it and be able to go do something with it. And aside from being at our event, which would be even better, that will give you something to work on. The event sites are simple: bizscaling.com and qlslive.com. Get you registered. Guys, thanks again for being on.
Thanks so much.